Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So very glad you can join us. Guyana is pleased with international support and solidarity in their border dispute with Venezuela. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Tuesday, 7th November 2023, brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. Details when we return.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Guyana's Foreign Affairs Minister Hugh Todd has stated that Guyana stands firmly on the correct side of history and international law in response to the escalating border controversy with Venezuela. The controversy stems from Venezuela's proposed referendum to claim sovereignty over the Essequibo region of Guyana. Over the past 4 days, Guyana has garnered further international backing, with both the Commonwealth and the United States expressing their support. HGP Nightly News' Renata Burnett provides additional insights into the developing situation.
We're on the right side of history and international law. And that is where the international community support is coming from, the fact that their support for the process being dealt with at the multilateral level.
That was Minister of Foreign Affairs Hugh Todd in a telephone interview with this newscast on Friday, welcoming the global support being shown to Guyana in the ongoing border controversy with Venezuela. Todd reminded that what is currently transpiring between the two countries is not a dispute, but instead a controversy initiated by Venezuela over the validity of the 1899 arbitral award. The minister added that Guyana's case before the International Court of Justice, ICJ, is awaiting the court's final determination based on Guyana's submission.
So the support that we're getting from CARICOM, the Commonwealth, the OAS, our traditional international partners, are all premised on the fact that the International Court of Justice is the institution that is recognized to resolve this matter, as detailed in the 1966 Geneva Agreement.
The Commonwealth Voluntary Association of 56 independent and equal countries and home to 2.5 billion people expressed deep concern at the decision of Venezuelan National Assembly to undertake a referendum on the status of the Essequibo region. In a statement, Secretary General Honorable Patricia Scotland said, and I quote, "The Commonwealth stands with the government and the people of Guyana and with their partners in CARICOM in expressing their concern over the questions in the planned referendum," unquote. The statement further highlighted Commonwealth's unwavering support for the judicial process underway before the International Court of Justice, chosen by the Secretary General of the United Nations under the 1966 Geneva Agreement, and the group continues to encourage Venezuela to participate in the said process. Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to the Organization of American States, OAS, Frank Mora said, and I quote, "The United States supports a peaceful resolution to this issue, whether through the decision of an international judicial body or agreement of the parties. With this in mind, we call on Venezuela to respect international law, including the 1899 arbitral award, as well as the ongoing International Court of Justice process between Guyana and Venezuela." I'm Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A major overnight fire at the prestigious Four Seasons Resort in Nevis resulted in the destruction of a section of the property, according to Fire and Rescue Services in Nevis. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline reports.
A major overnight fire at the prestigious Four Seasons Resort on Nevis resulted in the destruction of a section of the property, according to Fire and Rescue Services on Nevis. Deputy Fire Chief Timothy Martin confirmed that the fire resulted in the complete destruction of one of the buildings on the grounds of the resort. He also indicated to SKN Newsline that an investigation into the cause of the fire is on the way.
We are back at Four Seasons and we are doing our slight investigation. So there's nothing much I could say at this point in time. I'm not even certain of the exact timing, but it may have been sometime last night after 8, and we responded to a fire at Four Seasons. The pro shop and the gym, the athletic gym, is destroyed by fire. The main hotel has not been affected. It's just the pro shop and the gym. The pro shop and the gym was housed in the same building.
Premier Mark Brantley posted a message on the NIA's Facebook page in which he stated in part, quote, "I record my congratulations to our brave firefighters and to all who assisted in bringing this fire under control. I extend our heartfelt sympathies to the owners, management and staff at the resort and pledge the government's full support and partnership in returning our landmark hotel to its former glory as quickly as possible. I also record my deep appreciation to both Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew and Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, both of whom have been in close contact with me during this ordeal," end quote. In an official statement issued Wednesday morning, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew stated in part, quote, "Earlier I spoke with the Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mark Brantley, and Mr. Billy Coutu, the General Manager of Four Seasons, and extended the full support and solidarity of the people and government of St. Kitts and Nevis. I am relieved to inform you that there has been no loss of life in this incident, and for that we can be grateful. The safety and well-being of the people at the resort are most important, and I am heartened to hear that everyone is safe." In a conversation with Mr. Coutu, he displayed the resilience that the Four Seasons Resort is known for. He assured me that they will rebound and continue to be a beacon of luxury and hospitality in Nevis, end quote. Prime Minister Drew visited Four Seasons earlier today, where incidentally a conference of the Caribbean Tourism Organization was taking place. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The Trinidad and Tobago dollar may no longer be useful to local businesses seeking to gain U.S. currency from the Jamaican banking system. This comes as the Bank of Jamaica decided to temporarily suspend the acceptance of TT dollars. And according to economist Dr. Valmiki Arjun, business owners who have been trying to circumvent the TT-US shortage will be affected. CNC3's Gisha Colason Alonso has the details.
Economist Dr. Valmiki Arjun says the decision by the Bank of Jamaica to temporarily suspend the acceptance of TT currency will mean that local businesses which want to access US dollars from the Jamaican banking system using the TT dollar may no longer be able to do so.
Several business entities, they've attempted to supplement the shortfall that they face when accessing US dollars from the local banks by attempting to source them not only through the black market but also sourcing them from other banks in the region, including Jamaica. However, this move by the Bank of Jamaica will cut down on such a practice in Jamaica.
Dr. Arjun also shared his thoughts on the reasons for the Bank of Jamaica suspending the TT Bank notes, since the Bank of Jamaica's statement would only say that it is currently reviewing its system for repatriating T&T Bank notes.
Possible that the reason for the suspension of the TT dollar purchases by the Bank of Jamaica was that sales of the TT dollar by the commercial banks in Jamaica are not significant and quite possibly very marginal because there's a low demand for the TT dollar.
Therefore, Dr. Arjun adds that the cost of buying and holding the TT dollar for the Bank of Jamaica and the commercial banks in Jamaica would be much greater than any returns made from selling the TT dollar. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, CNC3 News.
As the nationwide search continues for convicted human trafficker Anthony Michael Smith, questions linger over his disappearance. Smith, who was convicted of 5 counts of human trafficking on Thursday, disappeared from the police radar in September despite being monitored by an electronic monitoring device. Shane Superville of CNC3 News reports.
Where is Anthony Michael Smith? That is the question that has haunted police investigators since he vanished from his home on September 24th. Smith was convicted of 5 counts of human trafficking on Thursday, but has reportedly been missing for quite some time.
Mr. Anthony Smith's device sent an alarm to us indicating that there was a trigger on the strap, which indicating there is some sort of interference.
Smith's whereabouts remain unknown up to Saturday afternoon, but police sources said officers from all 9 divisions have been placed on alert and are assisting in the search. Speaking with CNC3 News, senior police said while the search is restricted to Trinidad and Tobago at present, they've not ruled out the possibility of him leaving the country through unofficial ports. Therefore, police are prepared to collaborate with regional and international partners to find him, but were confident he would be found. Responding to CNC3's questions via WhatsApp on Saturday, strategic security consultant Gavin Hira made several suggestions to strengthen the surveillance of suspects and the response of the police in the event of a breach, including urging the authorities to invest in more advanced technology with more robust monitoring systems and greater training for police to improve their responses to such incidents. But before such measures could be implemented, authorities are probing how Smith's disappearance happened in the first place.
In time, investigations will eventually reveal how Anthony Michael Smith was able to escape police custody. But until then, one thing remains certain: he has to be found. Shane Superville, CNC3 News.
The final farewell for a giant of a Trinidadian businesswoman, Helen Bagwansing. More in this TTT News item.
A final tribute to the 2011 ORTT recipient Helen Bagwansing, the first businesswoman to enter the local Business Hall of Fame. Family and friends gathered at the Aramalea Presbyterian Church in Tunapuna on Sunday to celebrate the varied contributions of Mrs. Bagwansing. During her eulogy, taking pride in the achievements of her grandmother, Ariana Bagwansing Ragu described the late businesswoman as the most successful businesswoman in the country.
She demonstrated leadership in a multifaceted manner in a world dominated by men. She was a true pioneer, a visionary leader who led from the heart.
Known by many for her philanthropy, the head of the Bagwansing hardware chain had several causes close to her heart. She established the Helen Bagwansing's Diabetes Education Research and Prevention Trust.
And I'm speaking not on script here. That children in primary schools were no longer given soft drink because it started to develop early diabetes, which she suffered from greatly. She cared so much that she made the movement for it to stop.
Mrs. Bagwansing died on October 30th. She was 83.
And now for a regional roundup with Carice Gonzalez of HGP Nightly News out of Guyana.
China's PetroChina is proposing to buy up to 8 million barrels a month of Venezuela crude from State Oil Company, PDVSA, with hopes of resuming a trade suspended for 4 years ago by U.S. sanctions. In October, the U.S. Treasury Department temporarily lifted the sanctions, paving the way for Venezuela to resume exporting crude, gas, and fuel to its best customers. Washington has said the 6-month reprieve hinges on Venezuela's government embracing a fair and open presidential election next year. Since the measures were relaxed, some companies that had acquired Venezuela oil prior to sanctions have sought to retrieve those deals. The fatal shooting of Stephen Belgrave and Darnell Pierre on Wednesday night at Jeffers Lane, St. James, has raised concerns among members of that community. The only evidence of the murders were the bullet holes in the walls and the blood-stained poodles, where the men and 2 others were shot by gunmen during what police said was a drive-by shooting. While some residents remained locked in their homes on Thursday, relatives of Belgrave and Pierre cries as they await the autopsies at the Forensic Science Center, St. James. I am Carice Gonzalez.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.